I'm Megan Edwards with MiningIR. I am here at the Mining Investment event with Keith Henderson, CEO of Latin Metals Inc., trading as LMS on the TXXV and LMSQF on the OCTQB. Thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure.
So tell us a bit about the company and your prospector generator model.
Yeah, prospect generator sums it up entirely. If people aren't familiar with what that is, it's a little bit different to how a lot of other companies in Vancouver operate.
Right.
Typically, an exploration company is going to have a couple of projects. They'll go and raise some money, and it's a very high risk and very difficult industry. So failure is common, and on failure, they just go and raise some more money and do it again and try again. And for an investor, that can get kind of tiring. You might have owned 1% of the company at the beginning, but later you're going to own much, much less than that unless you keep putting money in. So with us, I think we offer a different kind of opportunity. We're looking at dilution at the asset level rather than at the shareholder level. So if you invest in our company, which lots of people have already done, we do a little bit of work. We do cheap work. We do the work that is the intellectual property. We acquire the projects that we think have got really high potential and are going to attract investment from bigger companies.
Mm-hmm.
And then when those bigger companies come, they take over all the really high risk exploration. They take over all the expensive stuff like drilling. And so we were able to run this company essentially on a little less than $2 million a year.
Okay.
A lot of that, sometimes all of that, will come from the cash that we're getting from our partners who are coming in. And where we need to top up, we top up. So typically we're raising about $1 million a year. And in the future, eventually we want to get to the point where we're completely self-sufficient, where we have enough money coming in from other companies that we actually don't need to go back to market at all. And at that point, if anyone wants to own the stock, they're going to have to go buy it.
Yeah, sounds good. What are some of the big projects you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, so we've got 18 projects in total, but they're all at various stages. We've got 2 projects that are currently optioned out to other companies. The flagship is probably Organullo in northwest Argentina. It's optioned out to AngloGold Ashanti, one of the largest gold mining companies in the world. Being a big company, they've got massive targets. They want to be discovering 5 million ounces plus. And so that's good news for Latin Metals investors because they've invested in our project. They clearly see that kind of potential to be demonstrated through drilling. But the fact that they look at the project carefully, do all of that due diligence, and see that kind of potential, that's great for people who are thinking, well, should I buy? Should I not buy? Well, if AngloGold are in and if they like it, that's a great way, kind of proxy for due diligence, I think, for the investors. We have a second project called Esperanza, which is going to be drilled later this year by a company called Moxico. They're a copper producing company out of Africa, expanding into Argentina right now. They're not so well known, but technically very, very good, very strong technical group, and they're doing wonderful work at the Esperanza project as well. So those are 2 really high potential projects. The AngloGold one is high potential as an exploration project. Esperanza, the Moxico one, it's more an expansion type project. Like we've already drilled some pretty significant holes there. In 2018, one of the holes that we drilled was the 3rd best copper intersection in the world at that time. And so it's a discovery. We have 400 meters of mineralization from surface down to depth. And really it's an expansion project for Moxico. So we hope that they'll have great results.
So you're busy?
Oh, we're busy watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're busy. We're always looking for new projects. Like when you're going to option projects out to people like Anglo and Moxico, you've got to have more projects coming in the other side. So that's fundamentally what we're doing. But as far as drilling and spending money goes, we're just a spectator and watching other people doing it and hoping that it's going to bring significant value to the shareholders.
What are some of the company's recent milestones or really big news?
Oh, their big news is coming, I think. And maybe that's true for a lot of companies and that might be frustrating for people to hear, but it does take time to get things permitted and ready. And if you invested in Latin Metals 3 years ago, you've been doing a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
And you probably watched the share price do very little while we get through those processes. Getting partners signed up, getting permits in place for drilling. We're now starting to see those permits coming in. At Cerro Bayo in Santa Cruz, we've got a permit already. Other projects, we're expecting it to come soon. So this is a year that we expect things to really happen. If we are successful in getting 3 projects drilled this year, then we expect to see about $19 million of expenditure from our partners. And contrasting that with the $1.3 million that we just raised, that's a 19-to-1 ratio, basically. So again, really good value for shareholders.
Absolutely. What should investors be watching for in the next 6 to 12 months, would you say?
They should be looking for drill permits coming in. They should be looking for announcements that drill processes are going to begin, the drilling will begin.
Yeah.
And then they expect to see news coming in before the end of the year on on the results of those drill programs.
And what sets Latin Metals apart from others in your space?
As a prospect generator, we set ourselves up to be a prospect generator, and then we stuck to the plan. And not to be overly critical of others, but it does take time, and it becomes very frustrating for shareholders sometimes. As I mentioned, I think we're there now. Like, we've been through that painful time, but a lot of other prospect generators, they don't know what to do. It's taking so long to get these permits. How is this going to be taken by the shareholders? And eventually they turn around and they say, well, why don't we just go and drill one of our own projects? And once you do that, you've kind of blown the model up. Now you've raised $5 million, $4 million. You've gone off and done the drilling. You've started diluting people. You're really not doing what you said you were going to do. So even though it's taken us a while to get here, I think sticking to the plan has been kind of critical for us.
So where can our viewers learn more about the company? Is there a website?
Websites. We've got a VP Investor Relations called Alicia Patterson, who's available at all times. If you go to our website, you can book an appointment to meet with her on Zoom or something similar. If you don't want to talk to anybody and you just want information, you can go to YouTube, you can go to all the usual places, and there's lots and lots of information.
What is the website?
www.latinmetals.com, and there's a hyphen between the Latin and the metals.
Right. All right. Thanks again, Keith. I hope you enjoy the conference.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.